everybody, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this. I just want to let you guys know that we do cook our pozole with a pata de puerco, which is pig's feet. This is 100% completely optional. You do not have to cook the pozole with the pig's feet at all. I do want to let you guys know that if you do plan on making this with pig's feet, just consider making it separate from the pozole, and there's many reasons for that, which I'll be mentioning throughout the video. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, guys, I just want to let you guys know that I am using a pork roast. I actually used 2 pork roasts because we were expecting people over this day. And first of all, you're just going to want to cut these things into cubes. That's all you're doing. You don't want to cut them too small, because if you overcook it or the longer it cooks, it will shrink. It'll be very tiny little pieces. Also, try to remove as much fat as you can. As you can see there at the bottom left corner, that is a big old piece of thick fat. You do not want that, guys. But if some gets in the meat, it's completely okay. It just adds some flavor to it. So this is after cutting 2 of the roast. You do not have to cook this much. You can only cook 1, or you can even cook something smaller like a pork loin. Completely up to you. So after cutting it, you're gonna want to fill it up with some water, at least halfway, just to make sure that there's enough water while it boils. While it's boiling, you're going to want to go ahead and put in a whole thing of garlic, or I believe it's a whole pot of garlic. And that way that it can gain some flavor while it's boiling. I went ahead and put a little bit of salt in there as well. And at this point, you're just going to want to let it cook. Also, guys, quick reminder, if you do plan on cooking the pig's feet, make sure it has enough water, and you're always going to want to rotate it because it will stick to the bottom of the pan. Also, it does take about 2 to 3 hours to cook, so you're definitely going to want to start this way before you start cooking your meat for the pozole. I bought out a little Tupperware just to let you guys know that there will be some, I call it the dirty stuff. This is the stuff that you want out of your pozole. That way that it's a much cleaner taste and the presentation is way more better. Plus, that's the kind of gunk that you do not want in your soup at all. It does take some time to get it all cleaned up, but it's completely worth it because it'll look very, very beautiful at the end. Some people, I believe, do strain it. That is completely optional. I feel like if I strain it and insert more water, it kind of gives away the taste. But guys, this is your goal. You want to get this clean as possible. You don't want none of the little brown stuff that was showing earlier. You're going to want it very clear, and that way the taste will be very good. Okay, so here I am getting ready to cut up the cabbage. You can also use radish, I believe. I personally don't use radish, but some of my family members do. I just completely forgot to get some this day. But just want to let you guys know, when you're cutting up your cabbage, you're just going to want to cut them thin. You just want to take your knife and just slice them very small. You don't want nothing too big. And this is after cutting it. This is what you guys want in your pozole. I cut about a head of cabbage here. You do not need this much cabbage. We were just expecting people over. Just a little heads up. We cannot forget the limes, guys. We need the limes. I was just showing you guys what kind of limes I was using just in case anybody was interested. I went ahead and pre-cut those, got those ready as well, just so nobody has to cut them when they're there. And we got our little toppings ready. And I think from here, we're going to go ahead and start the seasoning for the pozole. Or not seasoning, but the flavor. The most important part. So here I went ahead and let my mom did it, just simply because she was already starting it and I was completely okay with it. So my mom is gonna be showing the things she used, which are the chili pods. And we just got this at our local Michoacana. If you don't have one close to you, you can possibly, I believe, find these at Walmart. Also, guys, for the pot that we are cooking, or the amount that we are cooking, we are using 12 chili pods, about 6 garlics, and about a half tablespoon of cumin or comino. And as you guys can see here, what my mom is doing is she's just taking a knife, or she's technically just ripping the chili pods, and she's getting rid of the seeds in the inside, just because we don't want to mess with the seeds. After removing all the seeds, you're going to want to go ahead and wash these. Just keep them clean, get the little seeds off. No one really wants to be eating seeds in their pozole. Go ahead and stick that in your blender. And you're going to want to go ahead and get started on your garlics. Start peeling your garlics. I think I said she used about 6 garlics. You guys can half, if you're going to make less, you guys can always half the ingredients. You can use 6 pods and about 3 garlics. And it's up to your preferences on the flavoring, and you could always tweak it in any way. Cannot forget a half tablespoon of comino. I really love comino because it's such a strong spice. I really love it. It's not strong, it's just I give it everything so much flavor. So after you get all your ingredients put into your blender, you're gonna want to fill it at least half with water, and you're just gonna want to blend it. You're gonna want to let it blend. Everything needs to be all chopped up. Of course, it should give off about a red orangey color once it's completely finished and completely blended together. That is the color you guys want. As you guys can see, it starts off really orange, and then towards the end it turns very red. That's the color you guys are going for. It may look like it's spicy, it's not. It's just something that gives it color and taste. A little heads up here. I just want to let you guys know, as you guys can see the pot that the pig's feet is coming out of, this is why we cook it separate. We do not want that junk in our pozole at all. All the grease, all the clunkiness, we don't want it. This is why we cook it separate. We want to make our pozole very clean, very presentable, and obviously very tasty. And if we were to have cooked the pig's feet together, it probably wouldn't have been very good. So at this point, you can go ahead and insert your spice that you blended up. And this is where you get the color. Isn't it pretty? Also, at this point, this is where you go in and do your little taste test. If you need to add more spice, don't be afraid. Go for it. You can do it. Oh, we cannot forget about our mais. I went ahead and used one of the big cans. I don't think we needed any more than that. You can add as many cans as you like. Of course, some people like a lot of mais in their pozole. It's completely up to you. These two things are gonna be the last two to be put into the pozole. What I'm doing here is, this is organic, or just oregano. I like to go through the oregano and take out some of the stems, the little sticks, just because I don't want that in the pozole. Of course, you're not gonna get all the little stems or the little hard things out. It's completely okay. I just do it because it's kind of something I'm used to doing. Okay, so after letting the spices and everything cook up for about, I believe it was about 10 minutes, just so that the meat can grab the color and the flavor, you're gonna want to go ahead and put your mais in. I'm also going to be putting in the oregano as well at this point. I just want to let you guys know that when you put the mais in, I will give it about 10 to 12 minutes of cooking, letting the mais get warm. Also, you're going to want to go ahead and salt this to flavoring, however, the taste. This is totally optional. And this, guys, is the result. This is what we created. As you guys can see, the oregano's in there. The oregano does give it a very good flavor. Also, the pig's feet is cooked very well, and the meat was very, very tender. And as you can see, the mais grabbed onto the color as well, because it turned a different color. So that's always good. So here we are. You're gonna want to go ahead and serve yourself a nice bowl of pozole. And guys, we cannot forget the cabbage, or radishes if you're using radishes. And of course, you're going to want to go ahead and grab your lemons, and you're just going to want to squeeze a couple of those also, just to give it a little more, give it that little that extra punch and kick to it. And this is what we end up with, guys. I just want to let you guys know that if you have any questions or concerns, please comment down below so I can help you guys out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any other recommendations on what I should cook next, don't forget to leave that down in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.